Practice facility. Let's get to the introduction of our new Lion.
Sports Director Don Chen.
All right, thank you, Ty. Yes, as you look at these pictures, it's really hard to tell which guy's the new Lion, isn't it? That's Billy Keenest there, the Vice President of Marketing, and Jim Schwartz and Mark to the right, and Martin Mayhew on the left, the General Manager, and that's Billy giving Nick Fairley his '98 jersey, and everybody will smile for these pictures, and Tom Lamont as well. The #1 pick, the 13th pick overall from Auburn. He is not Ndamukong Suh, but he is one terrific defensive tackle still, and he wore number 98 in college. Dominated in the national championship game against Oregon when he played this past year. And the fact that he fell to the Lions at 13 is an absolute blessing. You never expected that. I don't think the Lions expected that. They were shocked by that and blessed by it both at the same time. And he does have the only knock against him is he doesn't play on every down. They said he didn't go hard on every down, but that's hard to do when you play the position that he plays, and they figure that that's going to be okay. So we're going to hear from him very shortly as the media puts the microphones on there. And
don't worry, Mike.
Nick Fairley is the new Lion, and today they can get to go. They'll go down to the Hard Rock after this for a big fan reception, but.
Don, is that an area we were kind of lacking in, you think? I mean, you said it's a great pick.
No, in fact, Joanne, it is the strongest position on the team, the defensive line.
Just a
and here's Jim Schwartz.
Just a couple things. You guys know I sort of like a couple stories here and there, and gives you a little background on Nick. First, if we had seen what he was wearing yesterday with those glasses, we might have passed on him at 13. I got more texts yesterday after we picked him that said, "Why did you pick that big guy that looks like Urkel?" Well, none of those people were here, and I think if they were here, none of them would say the same thing. And I know no quarterbacks said that last year. You know, we talked about a lot of different scenarios that Nick fell to us in the draft, and it wasn't because of his talent. It wasn't because of anything other than the need for quarterbacks early in the draft. And we were talking in the draft room when we said, geez, how does a guy, this is when we were doing our mocks, hey, how does a guy fall to us like that? And we all said, well, don't worry, don't wonder why. Just go ahead and pick him and say, you know, thank you, Jesus, and move on. And that's what we did with him. You know, and then one other thing, we were interviewing a player from another Southeast Conference team, and we were talking a little bit about him and talking about a game that they played against Auburn, and we were asking him sort of how the game went and some things, and we started talking about Nick. Nick was actually here the same day that that player was, and he said they were back in the huddle. And they were talking in the huddle, and they'd say, like, you know, the guys are like, hey, you got to stop that guy. Hey, you got to stop that guy. Hey, you know, and they're trying everything. They're scheme-wise. They're, you know, trying to double him. They're doing all these things. And they're in the huddle, and, you know, the player is telling his guys up front, hey, look, you guys, we got to get that guy blocked. And the offensive lineman told him,
nobody really got that guy blocked. And to finish the thought on what Joanne had asked me, Jim Schwartz has always said that they will take the very best player available at that, not necessarily a position of need, even if it's not a position of need. The defensive line is the strongest part of that team. They took a defensive lineman because he's that good, and you just don't let that guy go. And I like that philosophy. You can try to get the other guys you need in the other positions later on in the draft or through free agency. So they have become one of the most dominant defensive lines in the National Football League.
Was this a part of the plan all along?
This is a part of the plan, and as Jim Schwartz says, they're sticking to it.
I like it.